What is this thing found at Goodwill? It has 3 keyhole latches, about 2 feet tall, 18 inches long, and solid wood. The center of the lid has a slot that looks like it's meant as a handle. On the bottom of the lid, there is a piece of wood that slides to block the handle that can only be moved from the bottom of the lid. The bottom has the hexagonal cutout that appears to be where a center bin would have gone. I showed it to ChatGPT and it said it was a cigarette bin, but it doesn't smell like you would expect a cigarette bin to smell. No smoke or fire damage to it. I've also done reverse image searches in Google, and it just shows me hexagonal side tables, none of which have a locking lid of any kind. Any ideas? It's called a McNulty ballot box. From the early 1900s, it's just missing the actual box part. What is here is basically the stand frame. My parents have a similar antique ballot box since I was a child, with 8 panes of original glass. The box slides in from the top and is locked in place. It was patented on May 21st, 1901 by Thomas E. McNulty of Cripple Creek, Colorado. What is this kitchen tool I found in a rental house kitchen? We were thinking maybe a nutcracker, but someone suggested it's to remove corn kernels from the cob, or for removing the top shell of a soft-boiled egg. Can anyone give some insight? It's a melon bowler. Here's one, not an exact match, but it's a melon bowler. And it says patented July 13th, 1925. But after a few more digging, I found a 1927 patent that says it's a grapefruit corer. I'm not sure why you need to core a grapefruit though. What do you think it is? What is this old brass decorative item found at Goodwill in the home goods section? It measures 5.75 by 3 inches. It seems pretty old, and I'm pretty positive it is brass based on the weight and appearance. There are no writing or stamps, and the only texture seems to be a result of the casting process. I got it because I thought it was cool and planned to hang it on the wall. I just want to be sure it is not symbolic of something that I am unaware of. Does anyone have any knowledge on this item? It's a mid-century shadow box hanger, and also used on all kinds of decorative items. I've seen them on chests, screens, drawer pulls, all types of things. As far as I know, it's benign. What is this small, lightweight, cylindrical, fuse-like object found in an attic? I found a handful of these in an old box. It has no smell, and there were 10 to 12 of them without any information. I figure it is a fuse, but I can't find anything similar online. I would love to know what it was used for. It's a signal pen cartridge, manufactured by Irma in Germany, and the South African Defense Force used them during the border war era in survival kits. Despite its compact and discreet form, it functions as a powerful tool for firing 15mm signal cartridges. The flare cartridges eject the flare to a height of 60 meters, where they burn for 6 seconds and are visible from a distance of about 2 kilometers by day and of about 20 kilometers by night. The gold bit under the plastic safety cap is the primer, and it has not been fired. Treat it as any other old munition. What is this thing found in a pirate cave? There were many barrels and an old wine with barnacles, no people, and this thing. It's the size of a forearm. It has metal spikes with a metal saw-like blade and a stone base. I would be interested to know its use and how old it might be. It's a 1920s ham holder on a marble base, probably French or Italian, but definitely a creepy thing to find in a cave. It's an instrument used to hold hams in place so that they can be cut more easily. Therefore, a steel mechanism with adjustable sharp spiked jaws holds the ham in place. What is this small plastic Garfield face found on the beach today? My husband found this, and we're just curious what it used to be connected to, or what it was before breaking. It's a small plastic. It seems to be originally white, and the details of the face are raised. The back says, 1978 United Feature Syndicate Incorporated. Google image search didn't help. Any idea, please? It was a bike reflector for the spokes of your wheel. I used to have one as a kid. Those came in cereal boxes in the mid-80s, Raisin Bran, I think. I haven't thought about it in decades. I must have had 4 or 5 on each wheel of my bike, and the reflector eyes would fall out on the first ramp you'd jump. Damn, now I feel old. I'm cleaning out my grandmother's house, and I couldn't identify this item. About 6 inches long, and the coil moves up so that the two heads are forced together. I guess maybe to clamp some type of paper, and likely from the 50s or 60s. Thanks for any help. It's definitely not a roach clip. It's a 1960s to 70s match holder, used for holding matches to light candles. It came with a matchbox holder at one point. The matchbox and this match holder fit together to keep everything at hand. What is this thing found beneath the Humes Glacier on Mount Olympus? Last Friday, my partner and I completed the Bailey Range Traverse, with an alternate finish requiring us to bushwhack through dense slide alder, ford a thigh-deep creek, and climb through talus and rock slabs to reach the Humes Glacier. It was a tough section, remote and wild. In that open talus field, we stumbled across this thing. It was incredibly heavy, probably hundreds of pounds I would guess, since I could not budge the thing. Hopefully someone can figure this one out. It's an oleo strut from the F-89 Scorpion that had a mid-air crash in that area in 1956. This photo shows an exact little nodular thingy, and the general size and shape fit. On October 4th, 1956, 2 US Air Force F-89's aircraft crashed in rugged mountain terrain about 4 miles from Mount Olympus, Washington. For 7 days, the Coast Guard directed a highly coordinated search for the lost plane and crews. Finally, aircraft and helicopters from the Coast Guard Air Station in Port Angeles, Washington, assisted by aircraft and ground search elements from other services, located and evacuated the 2 crew members on October 5th. Another walked out on his own to Hood Canal on October 6th and was picked up by the Coast Guard in Brennan, Washington, after phoning in his location, which is about a 2-day walk from the glacier or crash site. He then assisted the Coast Guard in locating the crash site. A 4th crewman went down with his aircraft and was killed. What is this thin glass ampule with red solidified material inside? I found this on the shore of the Upper Hudson River, just downstream from the old Thompson Pulp and Paper Mill. Surrounded by a billion other pieces of debris, mainly glass, slag, and old electrical components. Other objects found are easily 100 years old. I tried searching on Google, but I couldn't find a single ampule that looked like this one. It's about 2 inches long, maybe 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter. I would very much like to know what it was originally made for. Any ideas? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.